T1, they get the win over DFM. This is a rematch of a game that happened in the middle of the kickoff bracket. T1 got the win there. They get the win here. DFM during kickoff, we were looking at them with quite a lot of promise. They even at some point seemed like they were in a top 4 kind of situation where they might have been able to make a run to Santiago. Obviously, that ended up not quite being the case, and T1 was the big game in which that was proven false. How do you feel about these two teams?
I mean, this game was close on Pearl, but the way DFM's approach to their defense side, just look at the defense side, Kurt. You notice every round that they win is a defuse? And the spike got planted when they were defending in every single round apart from one. And often they were not like, oh, it's a 5v2, so, let's give up the site and play for, let's play it safe. They were just like, it's a 5v5 retake. Now, as you can see, their retakes actually did fine. But I knew as soon as I saw that first half of them just giving up that much space, this team is doomed. They are not confident if they aren't holding hands with someone else. They will not challenge anything. They will not, try and fight for space alone or try and find a timing to, push out somewhere. That's not happening. They're huddling up like little penguins in the cold and saying to T1, you do whatever the fuck you want. And T1, maybe it took them a bit of time to kind of realize this and realize what was going on, but eventually they did, and it started costing them. And I just don't think, they were playing scared. And you won't win if you play scared.
I think that in combination with, the first maybe quarter, maybe a little bit more than that of this map as well, Izu was off. He was not hitting shots that he normally is good for 100% of the time. And that gave pretty big windows for a lot of those retakes to come through. Because he'd just be holding an angle and it's they're gonna peek into Izu, he's dialed in, he's just gonna headshot them. And oh no, look at that. He's completely and utterly whiffed 3 feet to the left. How has that gone and happened? I'm still concerned for DFM. I'm less concerned than I was from the first week, but I still do have my worries. This isn't the form that I want to see this team be in, and it's a form that I know that they can be a lot better than. I was very worried when they went into this match and they're like, we're going to play the same composition, but then have everybody play a different role. I thought that this was going to just completely fall flat on its face, and it did look improved. They were actually utilizing the double scan util a lot more than they were in the first outing, which doesn't, I guess, suppose take too much because they basically never utilized it in their first series. But it seemed like they did have a better understanding of how to actually pilot this composition. But there's still just some uncharacteristic mistakes.
I've got bad news for you, Seth, on that front. People playing this style of comp so far in stage 1 are 0-5. The NRG comp, I mean, NRG just lost with it yesterday as well. It's not doing well. Pretty much, it loses to it's lost to double controller, double senti, double duelist.
I mean, it's not my ship. It's paper thin.
No, that's so, fine. But I just mean
I have no,
they're in a rough spot.
Losses that'll potentially be coming of this. So,
oh yeah, I'm not expecting you to start breakdown and crying because I told you a comp DFM were playing maybe isn't ideal.
All I can say, I hope to God that the adage rings true and the captain does go down with the ship. Get rid of paper thin finally.
That's crazy.
But the thing is with DFM, Kurt, if you could pull up their fixtures. Their games, their next 2 games are against ZETA and Varel. It's Japanese, Varel kind of Japanese, you know what I mean? But, it's Japanese S derbies. If they're going to do anything, it's going to be in these next 2 weeks. This is their chance.
Yeah, I mean, fail, I would argue that these next 2 matches and the ZETA Varel one as well are actually arguably the most interesting matches of this group because that will determine who gets that 4th spot into playoffs. Mm-hmm. So in the narrative sense, it is quite interesting. My biggest fear for DFM, well, second biggest, the way they play the map on Pearl is pretty horrendous. But my biggest fear is that their mental just shatters once they lose. It's just, they are just husks on map 2 after they lose map 1. And obviously, against the T1 one, I get it. It was OT. You thought you played a little bit better, which they did, like Seth said. But you got to be able to just get your head back in the game, right? So this sucks because now you're probably thinking, well, we got to fix like our defaults, we got to maybe retool our comps, and we have a mental issue. So like, where do you prioritize? It's not a great spot to be, but it is a trifecta that is really gonna hurt their chances. But maybe they come in with better confidence just because of their fixtures, and maybe that helps them out.
Full sense, they got rid of Zeta Division, didn't they? You were saying earlier that Zeta, you know, is there still a world in which they come back and destroy Varel, DFM, end up winning the Chinese trifecta? But I fear the curtain has already fallen.
Chinese?
Sorry, did I say Chinese? I'm in Japanese trifecta.
Oh no!
Wow.
The brain is farting. Unfortunate. That's a,
We've
it's
had
a bad
another
mix-up.
incident.
But this game, I mean, this is one of those tier gap games, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mechanical, just skill diff.
Next game is Zeta playing against DFM, the Japanese derby. And we're split 50-50, which is cool. I think DFM are favorites here. So I want to hear from the two Zeta believers, who are the two Pacific representatives as well here, with Chober and Achilleos. Why Zeta?
My brain honestly does say DFM, but just kind of based on what I've been seeing, like, I don't know, Zeta just looks like they're hitting a little bit different, and DFM are just kind of at a loss. Like, I don't think Zeta really knows what they're doing, but they are kind of like still looking better.
They're doing something.
They go about it. Like, I don't know. I think that there's some decent promise where there kind of hadn't been before. Like the step ups that we've kind of been seeing from, I'd say Shota in particular, after that last series, I was like, okay, like if he's gonna play like this and Absol's gonna be playing the way that he is, all it really takes is like XCL getting util in the right spot and Sugar Zero occasionally putting on the cape for them to be able to win maps. I know that this is going to be a game that both teams really do care about. DFM has had the upper hand, I think, at least like maybe the last 2 times, maybe more, that they've squared off against each other. And I think that Zeta is going to be really pissed, and they're going to try to reclaim that mantle. So I think that this is going to be a big one for them.
Yeah, I also just think Zeta actually takes space on the map, and DFM sits and twiddles their thumbs.
Yeah,
so...
everything we're talking about DFM, like not wanting to fight, like Absol is ready to fight. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
For good or worse, like he is ready to just slide in and challenge. And
yeah, I think that is definitely going to be the story of the game. Is like DFM are trying to play in a very structured way. It's becoming passive instead of structured and controlled. But I suspect the reason that I'm favoring DFM and consider them the favorites is that I think Zeta are going to make too many mistakes with their aggression, where it actually just feeds into the way that DFM are playing. But
very possible.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I also do think Shota and Absol, but Shota perhaps a bit more. Like there is also personal motivation, because this is your chance to like take some of the spotlight away from May, right? Because within Japan, after May joined DFM, it was like, well, Shota's the next big thing, and then it was Absol, and it's like, well, you're looking good right now. You're riding the momentum. Yeah, give it your all.
Sure.
Shut him down.
He was benched, and then he came back.
Yeah,
and now he's
That's
pounding.
the narrative.
It keeps working.
That's the narrative. It's working.
Dude, when Tens comes back again, Jesus Christ. Like, we'll never witness anything like it.